After months of rumors and speculation, OpenAI has announced GPT-4, the latest in its line of AI language models that power applications like Chat GPT and the new Bing. The company claims the model is more creative and collaborative than ever before and can solve difficult problems with greater accuracy. It can parse both text and image input, though it can only respond via text. OpenAI also cautions that the systems retain many of the same problems as earlier language models, including a tendency to make up information or hallucinate, and the capacity to generate violent and harmful text. OpenAI says it's already partnered with a number of companies to integrate GPT-4 into their products, including Duolingo, Stripe, and Khan Academy. The new model is available to the general public via Chat GPT+, OpenAI's $20 monthly Chat GPT subscription, and is powering Microsoft's Bing chatbot. It will also be accessible as an API for developers to build on. There is a waitlist here, which OpenAI says will start admitting users today. In a research blog post, OpenAI said the distinction between GPT-4 and its predecessor GPT 3.5 is subtle in casual conversation. GPT 3.5 is the model that powers ChatGPT. OpenAI CDO Sam Altman tweeted that GPT-4 is still flawed, still limited, but that it also still seems more impressive on first use than it does after you spend more time with it. Let's look at the announcement video.
GPT-4 is the latest AI system from OpenAI, the lab that created DALL-E and ChatGPT. GPT-4 is a breakthrough in problem-solving capabilities. For example, you can ask it how you would clean the inside of a tank filled with piranhas, and it'll give you something useful. It can also read, analyze, or generate up to 25,000 words of text. It can write code in all major programming languages. And it understands images as input and can reason with them in sophisticated ways. Most importantly, after we created GPT-4, we spent months making it safer and more aligned with how you want to use it. The methods we've developed to continuously improve GPT-4 will help us as we work towards AI systems that will empower us all.
GPT-4 takes what you prompt it with and just runs with it. From one perspective, it's a tool, a thing you can use to get useful tasks done in language. From another perspective, it's a system that can make dreams, thoughts, ideas flourish in text in front of you.
GPT-4 is incredibly advanced and sophisticated. It can take in and generate up to 25,000 words of text, around 8 times more than ChatGPT. It understands images and can express logical ideas about them. For example, it can tell us that if the strings in this image were cut, the balloons would fly away.
This is the place where you just get turbocharged by these AIs. They're not perfect, they make mistakes, and so you really need to make sure that you know the work is being done to your level of expectation. But I think that it is fundamentally about amplifying what every person is able to do.
GPT-4 training finished last August, and everything that's been happening in the past few months up until we've released it has been a giant sprint to make it safer, more aligned, and also more useful. We have put in already a lot of internal guardrails around things like adversarial usage, unwanted content, and privacy concerns. And when we release a model, we know things are not done. We know we have to learn. We know we have to update. We know we have to keep improving all the systems around it to make it suitable for society.
To me, the most compelling use cases of these technologies will come from starting with a real human need. The obvious one where these systems have really incredible potential is in education.
GPT-4 can teach a huge range of subjects. Imagine giving a 5th grader a personal math tutor with unlimited time and patience. It's a great tool to bring learning to everyone in a way that is personalized to their skill level.
GPT-4 brings the dream of having the most useful, helpful assistant to life. It's really about adding as much value to everyday life as possible.
The partnership that OpenAI has with Microsoft is to shape this technology into something that's going to be useful for the world.
The power of AI, hopefully, is that it can help us be more productive, which ultimately leads to better quality of life.
The development of the transistor, of the computer, of the internet, the semiconductor industry, all the programming languages, everything came together to produce AI technology. And while it is very limited, it is already easy to imagine what the impact of a successor many generations down the line will look like.
We think that GPT-4 will be the world's first experience with a highly capable and advanced AI system. So we really care about this model being useful to everyone, not just the early adopters or people very close to technology. So it is really important to us that as many people as possible participate so that we can learn more about how it can be helpful to everyone.
The company says GPT-4's improvements are evident in the system's performance on a number of tests and benchmarks, including the Uniform Bar Exam, LSAT, SAT Math, and SAT evidence-based reading and writing exams. In the exams mentioned, GPT-4 scored in the 88th percentile and above. Speculation about GPT-4 and its capabilities have been rife over the past year, with many suggesting it would be a huge leap over previous systems. However, judging from OpenAI's announcement, the improvement is more iterative, as the company previously warned. People are begging to be disappointed, and they will be, said Altman in an interview about GPT-4 in January. The hype is just like, we don't have an actual AGI, and that's sort of what's expected of us. The rumor mill was further energized last week after a Microsoft executive let slip that the system would launch this week in an interview with the German press. The executive also suggested the system would be multimodal, that is, able to generate not only text but other mediums. Many AI researchers believe that multimodal systems that integrate text, audio, and video offer the best path toward building more capable AI systems. GPT-4 is indeed multimodal, but in fewer mediums than some predicted. OpenAI says the system can accept both text and image inputs and emit text outputs. The company says the model's ability to parse text and image simultaneously allows it to interpret more complex input. It's been a long journey to get to GPT-4 with OpenAI and AI language models in general, building momentum slowly over several years before rocketing into the mainstream in recent months. The original research paper describing GPT was published in 2018, with GPT-2 announced in 2019 and GPT-3 in 2020. These models are trained on huge data sets of text, much of it scraped from the internet, which is mined for statistical patterns. These patterns are then used to predict what word follows another. It's a relatively simple mechanism to describe, but the end result is flexible systems that can generate, summarize, and rephrase writing, as well as perform other text-based tasks like translation or generating code. OpenAI originally delayed the release of its GPT models for fear they would be used for malicious purposes, like generating spam and misinformation. But in late 2022, the company launched Chat GPT, a conversational chatbot based on GPT 3.5 that anyone could access. ChatGPT's launch triggered a frenzy in the tech world, with Microsoft soon following it with its own AI chatbot Bing, part of the Bing search engine, and Google scrambling to catch up. As predicted, the wider availability of these AI language models has created problems and challenges. The education system is still adapting to the existence of software that writes respectable college essays. Online sites like Stack Overflow and sci-fi magazine Clark's World have had to close submissions due to an influx of AI-generated content, and early uses of AI writing tools in journalism have been rocky at best. But some experts have argued that the harmful effects have still been less than anticipated. In its announcement of GPT-4, OpenAI stressed that the system had gone through 6 months of safety training, and that in internal tests, it was 82% less likely to respond to requests for disallowed content, and 40% more likely to produce factual responses than GPT 3.5. However, that doesn't mean the system doesn't make mistakes or output harmful content. For example, Microsoft revealed that its Bing chatbot has been powered by GPT-4 all along, and many users were able to break Bing's guardrails in all sorts of creative ways, getting the bot to offer dangerous advice, threaten users, and make up information. GPT-4 also still lacks knowledge about events that have occurred after the vast majority of its data cuts off in September 2021. Thank you for watching our video, and if you liked it, please subscribe. See you.